Come on. Here we go. Sometime. Hey, guys, welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, I didn't fall asleep, Matt. I see you over there. Grugsy, what's happening? DJ Horn, what's going on? Matt Pearson, Julian, what's happening, man? Hey, guys, welcome in. My Bad Adventures is with me. I'm excited. Brother, do me a favor as people are coming in. Go ahead and kind of introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you got going, and then we'll jump in as people come in.
Well, Scabo, you've known me for about what 2-3 years now.
Yeah, something like
I'm
that.
just pretty simple country boy. I used to towboat a little bit. I now run my own construction company. I'm an extremely passionate knife enthusiast. I get into fixed blades. I get into folders. I go my budget range is probably like 75 and below. My mid tier is like 250 to 75, and then upper tier, I usually don't go above 500. But my bark rivers, I love them, and those are hard to find under $200, so they're usually my upper tier knives.
Yeah.
I do a little bit of bushcrafting. I fish. I hunt. I do beer reviews. I generally like to have fun. I don't like negativity in the community, so I kind of shy away from that, and I stay with the fun stuff.
That's a good way to be. So we're going to cover a couple things. We're going to cover a lot of things, actually.
Okay.
And we're going to cover some of all what you said. And I'm glad you put a price point out there because I think that's important. On the Bark Rivers, and I used the Bark River to kind of show everybody. Now, this one's from JR, who should be joining us shortly. And I'm terrible with putting shit on camera. I'm usually over here. Well, this is the Bark River Tracker.
Roger.
Bark River Tracker, and this is coming up. And I just did. Are you familiar with Taupe? T-O-P-E?
No, I'm not.
Design? Okay. I just did a Bark River Taupe collab, and DJ's in here. He can let us know about that guy a little bit. What's your favorite? Do you have any Bark River collabs that you like? I know you're strictly a Bark River guy.
I don't really get into the collabs or anything. If I see a Bark River and I got the money at the time, I just buy it. I've got a buddy of mine that designs for Bark River, but that's about as far into the Bark River, which I buy Daniel Suji's knives as well, and I buy Anthony's knives that Daniel Suji makes. And Daniel Suji also designs for Bark River. So anything that Daniel buys, which his first design's coming out in, I think this month, maybe next month.
With Bark River?
So, yes.
Okay. And we need to push that because I like Daniel's knives, actually, a lot. I like his work. I didn't realize that's awesome. That's very awesome. How many Bark Rivers you got?
7. I actually have 8. And my 500 subscriber video's coming up in a day or two for the giveaway, but that Bark River is actually going to be given away. It's in L Max and natural micarta, and I have the exact same blade, but it's in 3V in lizard skin.
Okay. Wow. So you're doing that for your 500 giveaway?
Yeah. It's a complete fire kit. I've got the Johnson's flint and steel. It's a dragon steel. I've got a fire piston, I've got a ferro rod, and I've got a fire tender box, like a fire grater.
Yeah.
Oh, and a Rewall gear bellow.
Gerbs, how are you? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I do the same thing when I'm doing the lives. I'll interrupt my guests, and I don't mean to do it on person, but there's lag in between this, and I'll start saying hello to everybody. Yeah. But there's a Rewall gear bellow where you can blow into it. And when I talk to these guys at Blade Show, this tip right here could be a secondary use if you put a magnet on it. And it'd be a wonderful use for a telescopic magnet and bellow.
Okay. I like it. So that's the help. Now, where are you at? Knife? Hold on. Let me do this. Papa Shredder, Rusty Knife Lover, Gerbs, Knife Candy. How are you? Glad you guys are here. Glad you're coming in. My guest, y'all all know, is My Bad Adventures. So we're trying to blow up. We're trying to get him out there and get him going. We're trying to get, who did we say? We just said somebody. DJ Horn's here. we're trying to Daniel Sugi, which I've been wanting to talk about Daniel's knives for a while, is an American knife maker who is a kick-ass knife maker. He did a lot of Anthony stuff, right?
Yeah, he did the short-faced bear and their Kermode models. You got the mini Kermode, which I own. You got the regular Kermode, which I own 2 of. And then you got the Kermode XL, which I did not pull the trigger on because the Blade Show, I spent way too much money and my wife was about to cut mine off.
What else? I've seen a couple of your videos from Blade Show, so I've got a pretty good idea. How many knives total did you bring in?
19.
Holy shit. Did you really?
Yeah. And we're not, I mean, yeah, I had some budget knives. Like I had a couple of sin cuts. Of course, I had a CJRD because I love Russell. Russell's an awesome, awesome guy. He's wonderful to speak to. His energy is, it's contagious. But we're also talking about like high-end Protex. Of course, I had a couple of Anthony's knives, which are pretty high-end. I got a custom Chavez that was made by Ramon Chavez. So I had a little bit of mix of everything.
Well, that's that. You can't get much better than that, can you?
No, it's seeing our good buddies at Blade Show West. I wished I would have been able to go there. And now it's like putting seeds in my head. Maybe I need to make a trip to wherever it's going to be next year. This year it was in Utah. Salt Lake's not that bad of a town, so I wouldn't mind it being there again.
Are you going to Atlanta?
Absolutely. Not missing it.
I'll be there.
I'll never, and until the day I die or when they cancel that thing, I'm not missing it.
Yeah. I'm going this year. I just talked to JR before we come on. He's going to be there. Vic Lynn is actually going to be there to work Tough Gear. So I've spoke with him. So I'm going to be in Atlanta no matter what. So that's one trip. The other trip that I wanted to talk to you about right here was this in April, March or April. Blackie Thomas, Gonzo, what's up, man? Blackie Thomas does his gathering. I want you to consider going.
We're going to the Philippines late March, and I'll be back in early April.
Okay, I'll get you the dates on it. He tries to keep it. I'll tell you what. You're in Arkansas, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. What's the temp there now?
Right now it's probably like mid 60s. The high today was like 75, and the low when I woke up this morning was 50.
Okay. I went to up there with Blackie, and here today I think it was 85, something like that. But that's typical, right? The low, I think this weekend will be 50. Dude, I got up there and the wind was blowing towards the lake, right? So I didn't pay attention to anybody else. I put my tent open, or my Fred Sanford thing open towards the lake, right? Think nothing of it. And it was about
wanting a view. He was wanting a view.
I got the view.
You got the wind
the problem
too.
Was when the wind turned and come back through and took my
and it got cold.
Bubba. It was and it wasn't the temp, but you got to figure, man. I that was a learning trip. That was a step out of myself. That was so far beyond anything. But I'll tell you this, and I've mentioned this to you a couple times, and I'm not bullshitting. I'd love for us, and Blackie's got an open invitation. I'd love for us to make it to Lake Geneva and just do a weekend. That guy is nothing but knowledge.
Well,
from start to finish. But I know when you construction,
I need more of the knowledge, because I'm more of a tester fell guy since I was say 15 years old. During the summertime, or whenever I get a chance, when I wasn't in school, wasn't working, whatever, I would just go out in the woods with a sack of potatoes, a sack of onions, and 2 sacks of beans, and I would stay out in a gun and a fishing pole, a knife. And this was before I became a what I would call a bushcrafter. This is before I even knew anything about bushcrafting, and this is before I knew anything about the knife community. I would go out in the woods for 2 weeks and I would just survive. I'd kill squirrels, kill doves, whatever, eat,
Yeah.
and then I'd have my potatoes and my beans.
Well, the beans you can
But
make it on. Potatoes are
yeah,
good. But that's a great, see that's something. And I had to, you and I talked a minute off camera. And Gerbs, yes, I will, buddy. I got you covered. You and I talked off camera about weight loss, right?
Yeah.
I'm finally at a point, and I'm not slim by any stretch of the imagination, but dude, and you know this for yourself, when you're not feeling good, JR, what's up, buddy? When you're not feeling good and you're not feeling yourself, you're not going out in the woods. I'm finally to a point in a place where I could try something like that mentally. You know what I'm saying? Because at my largest, when I started this channel, man, I was 360 pounds.
Well, you slimmed down quite a bit.
Yeah. But what I'm saying there, riding Humboldt, what's up? What I'm saying there is, you know, for yourself, if you're not right here and you're not confident here, it ain't gonna happen. And I'm that going to Blackie's for me because that was a test or fail for me, right? Because I went in, I'm telling you, Keith, I was driving over there and I'm like, I got about halfway and I thought, what the hell am I doing? I literally had 2 tarps but I enjoyed it. I loved it. It was one of the most peaceful things. I froze to death one night. My whole setup blew away one night. But dude, I wouldn't trade it for the world. For the world. So I want to kind of do that again.
It's different for everybody on situations like that. So, the Blackie Thomas, I've never had a camp where I was with other like-minded individuals that I wanted to go do the same thing with. But I've been in theater with other soldiers. I've been in training with other soldiers. We stayed out in the woods for a couple of weeks, did stuff like that. So there's some aspects to this that some people don't understand. It's not easy. It's not easy whatsoever. It's quite tough, actually. But the camaraderie that you find with other people, when you're able to give somebody else more information, or when you're able to receive more information from another person that helps you out, it feels good, and it feels like you accomplished something.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a different thing. Joe, make your video, buddy. It's good seeing you. Frog, how are you? It's it is, man. It's just different, and I enjoy it. And I'm going to make the trip. I said that to say I'm going to make the trip in April, and then in June I'm going to make Blade Show. Those two are definites. I want to do at some point, and this is down the road. I'd love to do a meetup, like an East Coast meetup, and that would take a lot of planning. But everybody, just get as many people as we can in a central location, because the community and the camaraderie is big. That I think that's the beautiful thing about the community. No matter how you do, no matter how
with
you
our
do,
good buddy Salty, I don't know exactly where he's at anymore. We still talk and everything, but he's not posting videos. He's got personal things that he's taking care of with his business, with his family. Nothing like bad or anything. It's just sometimes you got to take a step away and reevaluate things, and that's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, sometimes life happens. Russell, what's happening? And that's just fact. That's fact. I'm blessed, and I've said this, and I'm blessed to be able to do what I do because of Megatron. And people think, it's not about being nice, man. It's fact. For yourself, you're starting your own business, which is awesome. It's life happens, man. But we enjoy it while we can, and we do what we can.
I can tell in your videos, Megatron supports you 100%. And I've actually enjoyed her growth on the large blade slicing. When I first started watching your videos, she wasn't very good at all. But now she's pretty awesome at it now.
The thing people don't understand about Meg is this: she'll practice. Like if I'm not here, she's not going to be. She's uber competitive, and I am too. But we have fun. So tell me this, with the channel, what's your direction? What's your thought process right now? What do you want to do? Where do you want to see
I
it
want
go?
to have fun. That's what I do. So like the Joker would be like, I'm just a guy that does things or whatever in the Dark Knight. He's like, I just do things. That's just kind of what I do. I just do whatever I feel like doing. If I want to, I want to do a deer kill video this winter if I can ever quit working. I've been working 7 days a week. Today I only worked 9 hours today, but I've been last night I got in at 8 p.m. You know, I'm working late. I'm working every day, trying to get my business off the ground as much as I can, trying to get back to where I was before I quit the river.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just takes time.
But if I see something like this, I'm going to buy it. If I like it, I'm going to buy it. If my friends design it, I'm going to do my damnedest to buy it. I'm going to be honest about it. If my friends design it and I buy it and I think it's a piece of crap, I'm probably going to sell it or give it away to somebody. And I mean, I'm going to talk to them about it, and I won't put a video out there about it, just like shitting on their product or anything.
Right.
But I'm also not going to promote it. I can't.
Right.
I believe in honesty and integrity and doing your best to be genuine. And to me, that can be disingenuous when even if I got up to one of the bigger names, which I don't believe I'm ever going to, but if I do, it'd be great. But I don't believe I'll ever get there. But even if I did get up to that point, I see these guys and they're just selling their soul to these companies, and I highly disagree with it. That's why I stay with the smaller channels. And you better watch out, Scabo. You're getting up there yourself, man. You're starting to get too many subs.
I've sold my soul a long time ago. So, but you know how you control that. You know how and one thing is this, and I'm glad you brought that up. The one thing everybody can control, because there's a lot we can't. Right? Life happens, can't control it. But the one thing we can control is what we review. And I'm with you 100%. If I don't like something, and people ask me because of the way I review stuff, well, and I was asked this week, man, is there a knife you don't like? Yeah, the ones you don't see. Now, I'm exactly like you. I'm not going to trash somebody. They put in their work, they put in their time, they put in their effort. I'm not trashing that. Might not be my style, right?
Because it ain't our jam doesn't mean
right. But I can't promote it either. Let's talk about the knife you just showed.
Oh, yeah. Got these in yesterday. This is the Tempest Knives Pinion. It's in 14C28N. Right now they're sold out, but they might have other TempestKnives.com sold out. I don't know if they got it to other retailers or not. We would have to ask KC about that. I've been so busy, I haven't even been in the KC live in a month.
Right. But now you picked up how many?
4.
Okay.
My wife stole one. This is my own personal one, and I took it to work today, and I will say this about it. It's a beast. It will do everything that you want, and it's fun to fidget with. But I got 2 to give away. What I was thinking about doing is for the 750 subscriber giveaway, I was going to give exactly this model, which is the black micarta in 14C28N. That would probably be my second prize. And after I get past the 700 mark, I will give away the black G10 one on a live right after my 700.
I like it.
There for a while, I was giving away knives every live, but now I'm gonna stop that, and I'm giving away knives after a milestone at my live.
Yeah. Well, that's and let me interject. Rusty said they will have some available within 2 weeks, so that's a good thing. That's a
More
real
Pinions.
I think it's a great knife. I really do. I really do. Mattisfaction's here. Gotta love Matty.
Yeah,
Matty's
that's
gonna
my
bring
boy right there.
good seeing
I
you,
love
my
me.
brother.
I love me some Mattisfaction.
Mr. Greg, I hope you feel better, man. Get better, dude. Feel better. I hate that you're sick. So here's the deal. We talk about having fun, talk about channel. This here's one thing. You cover a broad range of things. Okay. And I understand having fun. That's all. When this ain't fun, dude, I'm out. And people think I'm kidding. I promise you, I'm not. When I don't enjoy this anymore, I'm gone. On to the next thing. But we both have a passion for knives. So tell me this, like, if you had your choice, if I said to you, I said, my bad, listen, bro, you can do one of two things on your channel. Now we know that's not real, but which direction would you want to go? Would you go knife or would you go bushcraft? Which it's kind of, but which way would you go? Would it take a lot of thought?
I would definitely go knives.
Okay.
This is gonna sound horrible, but setting up camera shooting for bushcraft is not easy. Setting up for knives is real easy. I put my camera in my tripod. I look at the camera. Hey, this is My Bad Adventures. Coming in today with an overview of the Tempest knives Pinion. I can do that all day. Sit here for 30 minutes, for 3 hours and knock out what, 10 videos or so? Pretty easy. Now, that 3 hours that I just knocked out 10 videos is like half of a video bushcraft.
Yeah. Yeah. Knives Fast is here. Casey's here. Brother, your ears were burning. Chattanooga Chops here. We were just talking about the Pinion. We got some rock stars in this thing. Zero Slash is here. Good seeing you, guy. I think the world of you. Chattanooga Chop. So here's the thing, man. When you talk about knives, I listen to what you say. We have two different styles. I like your light ups. I like that kind of thing. But you stay within yourself, you stay within your realm, and you talk about stuff you used. We sat there and talked for just a couple minutes before Air Power. What's up? Before we came on with Casey in the room, and we're talking about the Pinion. Talk about the things you told me. What'd you cut today? Just real world use. What did you use?
So today I finished a siding job and I started an underpinning job. The underpinning, I got some metal J trim that was packaged in saran wrap, but in the construction style saran wrap. You probably know about it in Home Depot. That style. So I took this, sliced it up, no problem. Took my J out. 2 boxes of siding I cut up. Get my siding out of the boxes. My brother, not my brother, he is like my brother though. My cousin had a flat tire, so we took a spare out that had a nail in it. We pulled the nail out. We punched it with a tire plug. I cut it. I cut the tire plug with it. No problem. I mean, I use my knives. I absolutely do, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to put it to the test. And fidget factor on this, KC, if you're in here, man, I know that this is your knife, this is your baby, but man, if this was just a little bit more with some jimping where I could front flip it, this would be the bee's knees for me. It's still a 9 out of 10 in my opinion. For a low range mid tier knife, in my opinion, is what that is. But it'd be a straight 9.8 out of 10 if I could front flip it. That'd be so fun. But this is a fun fidgety knife. It's extremely tough. The blades, we was talking about expectations earlier. I wasn't expecting the blade stock to be as thick as it is, but even it being that thick, it's still super slicey. I was telling you my opinion of what Casey thought about his knife. So he's knives fast. He likes cars. He likes things that goes fast. We got a Ferrari wheel right here on the pivot, if you can see that. And the knife shape right here just kind of looks like a cockpit anyways.
Yeah.
So you're just in a fast car. It's a fun-loving knife. You said it had redneck ergonomics. This thing is is awesomely ergonomic. A lot of people don't like the wire pocket clip. I'm a big fan of the wire pocket clip
I am too.
because there's no hot spot in my hand when I'm using this knife hard.
Right.
It's wonderful. I love it. I'm sorry that I keep rambling on about it, but
No,
I've
that's what we do.
I've been playing with this thing since this morning when I did the unboxing at 6 a.m.
Well, that's the thing. And I want to talk about it because I like Casey. I respect Casey and I like the knife. Just like we said, and just like we will say, if we don't like it, we ain't going to bash it, but we're not going to promote it. And I'm glad you said that about the blade stock. And for those of y'all wondering, I had told my bad before we started, I've just stopped expecting anything out of a knife. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying I've stopped with preconceived notions. I've stopped with, I wonder, unless it's a company I know, just like you with Bark River, you know what you're getting. You
Right.
know what it's going to be. But with something like the Pinion, I was surprised at the thickness and the sliciness. So I was really, really excited about it. It worked insanely well. Really, 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 really. And the thing is, too, it's cool looking. I like the wire clip. I like the whole thing. I like the way it rides, but it holds up. And you know how we in the knife world, everybody's basing everything on a survival situation, right? And from somebody who's been in the wood, well, but you know how we do. Oh, if you had one knife, well, ain't nobody in this room gonna have one knife. Maybe Bushcraft.
About 50.
I got a backpack in my car full of them. You know, if I want to bust out a short, but the thing is, and a guy at work today, he's coolish at Kiva. Big dude, big Samoan dude, good dude. He's like, man, how many knives you got on you? I said, a few. And he said, why? I said, well, I'm a knife reviewer. And he just started laughing. But the thing is, I love knives and I love carrying different knives and I love seeing how they react. That's one of the things that I enjoy the most.
I've been carrying a regular fixed blade and switching these two out as carry, and I've been carrying my main skinner in my truck just in case I need to skin a deer. But Winkler knives in SD1, it's awesome. Love it. And then I got the Bark River Persian.
Oh, I like that.
And I don't even put this thing on a belt loop. I just put it in my pocket, carry it. They're small, easy to carry.
I'm a huge fan of pocket fixed blades. Massive fan. As a matter of fact, I think just sitting here, I've got my Mount Laguna. It's just easy. Something that size. And I've been carrying now my Nomad EDC DJ. I sent to DJ. I know you're watching. There he is. But DJ sent it off to get me another sheath, and I'm excited. DJ said I usually carry two, but just been carrying the Koenig area. I know I just butchered that. I'm gonna put it up.
Koenig.
So I don't mess up DJ's comment. Koenig?
Yeah.
Tell me
Koenig.
about it. Tell me about it.
Aries. Probably the Aries, right?
Yes, that's it. Exactly. Charles Jones, how are you? Slingshot Warrior, welcome in. So tell me this. Tell me your theory, or not theory. How many knives do you carry a day?
Oh, I carry two. I mean, technically I carry three because I got one on the keychain.
Yeah. But what kind of blade you got on the keychain?
Oh, it was a CRKT little keychain knife that CRKT gave me at Blade Show. I threw it on my keychain. I can go get it. It's hanging up on the keychain wall.
You're good. I'm curious because I've got a cheap ass little key knife, but I'll be damned if I don't use that knife more than, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of them little
Studies and Observation Group.
No, I think it's Home Depot.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that either.
But I'm just saying, it's one of those things that it's like, the other day it just hit me. I'm like, I use this thing more because it's got a little hook on it, like a seatbelt hook. And it's crazy what we carry as knife guys. But now I'll tell you the truth, and I'll ask you this, because I ask everybody, what is your go to hell knife? One knife, and it don't even have to be your favorite. It don't have to be expensive, but if you pass that knife, it's going in your pocket.
If I'm going to war, I'm taking my Bravo Alpha. 100%. I can do anything with that knife. I can skin a deer. About the only thing I can't do is clean a squirrel with it, but I'm gonna have me a pocket knife, and believe me.
Yeah. So that leads into that your theory on carrying, and we'll
can it help me? Any knife can kill a person. Everybody thinks they're a freaking badass. Oh, I got this whole brand new tactical knife. It can do this, karambit, whatever. It doesn't matter. Listen, most of the things that's going to kill you is starvation and sickness.
Right.
And that's what's going to get you. You need to think about eating and shelter. Period.
Great point.
Can a knife make it? Can your knife make you shelter? Can it skin your deer? Can you put it on a long stick and maybe stab a pig with it or a hog or whatever? And I mean, we're talking about like zombie apocalypse crap that ain't ever going to happen type stuff. But if you want to go there, go to Hell Knife. Yeah, Bravo Alpha.
Yeah, great knife. Absolutely. I just did JR let me use, or JR's awesome, man. He just sent that Crusader, that Bark River Crusader. Bro, that thing was insane. That might be the best Bark River I've ever had. John, what's up? Wingman 115 in the house. Samurai Birds here. Do you know what I'm talking about? That Bark River Crusader? You know what I'm talking about? That Bark River Crusader?
Yeah.
Dude, that was one of the best. But I like a knife. And Bark River does this well. They come out of the box sharp, and I like that a lot.
You're a beefy knife guy. You are seriously a beefy knife guy. You're the type of. I mean, like if we were still freaking Vikings and stuff, I could see you like swinging a mace or like some kind of big badass battle axe. I swear to God, man.
But here's one thing that, well, you know, with the carnivorous stuff, like the Thor War Cleaver and all that stuff, I love it. But you know what? As I've done this, and as I've forced myself to do this, I use a knife every day, just like you do. I found kind of my tastes are changing. That makes sense. I always love a big knife. Always. But
I always wanted my knives to be all black. Really? It's not that way anymore.
Yeah. So we have in the comments, tell us some changes you've had. That was going to be one of my questions. How has your knife preferences changed just through life? Because you got the military.
I was mostly a drop point, clip point guy because of my hunting background, my woods background, stuff like that. But getting into this, I found more uses for different blade shapes, and especially the Warncliffe and the Hawkbill. The Hawkbill's, like some people might say that's a defense tactical type of knife, but in construction, the Hawkbill is extremely useful in stripping electrical wire, stuff like that, duct work. And then when you come home, you can also use it to pick your vegetables out of your garden, because that bill gets right in behind there, and you just pluck it right off. It's easy.
So tell me this. Oh, let me interrupt you 1 second, because this is important. Gerbs or Maddie or somebody, would y'all please put Eonion's Edge up? I want to try to shout that dude out. I believe he was a Marine. I did a little video for him. I want to shout him out. If y'all would do that, I appreciate that. So the thing is it.
That's one of the things that I like to do, Scabo, man. Promote as many people as you can. Get their channel QRLs in the comments section. Make this happen. Let's get everybody else as many subscribers. Let's be an actual community and support each other as much as possible. That's what that's what I love about this community. That's what I love about all of you guys and you ladies as well.
Yeah, and that's what we do. That will always be a part. It needs to be a part, and I'll tell you why it needs to be a part. And I've seen this with I've been blessed with growth, and that's what it is. It's a blessing. But I've also Short Shot. What's up, buddy? YouTube's not going to promote anyone, especially, and I'm not going to get into the political part, but they're not. So we've got to do it. I like doing it, and I think we should do it. That's why Gerbs, Jane Gables, what's up? That's why Gerbs will put everybody's link, and that's what I like doing, because there's a lot of channels. All he needs that little jump, all he needs that little bump, all he needs that little boost, you know. And that's what I believe in. I believe in community. I'm a little irritated with myself, and we're not going to go into that. I'll discuss that in a video coming up, but I'm a little irritated with myself. But yeah, community is a big thing, and it should be a big thing, because we have a shared love of steel. And honestly, that's why I like doing this, and that's why I appreciate you coming on. We've been talking about it a long time, but I wanted to pick your brain on different things, right?
We got all night, Scabs.
I got you. Or until 9 o'clock, either way. Tell me this. How did you choose? How did you choose? I know you started your construction company. How did you get into that? Because I'd like to know that. I want to know.
My father has been doing construction for 50 years. My grandfather was a carpenter as well. I was 5 years old, handing shingles to my dad on a roof. I started actually working on a construction crew when I was about 10. I could carry 2 bundles of shingles up a ladder when I was 13. I had a construction company when I was still in the National Guard up until 2008, when the housing market fell. And then I started building bridges, and then I went from building bridges to towboating. And then I did towboating for the last 10 years. The company I was working for at the time didn't want to take a chance and didn't want to bet on me, so I had the opportunity and the collateral to bet on myself, and that's what I did.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm proud of you. I knew, and I thought you'd swap careers, because the last time we talked was around Blade, and I knew you'd just put in ungodly hours on the tug. What led you to the tug?
Going across the Mississippi River Bridge.
Okay.
Going across the Mississippi River Bridge into Memphis, I'd see them all the time as a kid. I always wanted to do it. Still love it. But as a family man, with my wife and my kids crying every time that I leave. Yeah. And then my little one, which you saw before we came online, she didn't know who I was for like the first 2 weeks that I was home, and I only had 1 week left. And then as soon as I would leave, she would be heartbroken. And then, my ride or die, my little Kira, my 4-year-old girl, she is a daddy's girl, a serious daddy's girl, and she hates it when I leave. Yeah. She wants to go I take her to the job site on the construction site every once in a while. She loves to go, and she wants to go every day, but I can't do that.
Right. But that's cool, man. I'm glad. I like having people that are betting on themselves. I like people having on who are going, you know what? I'm going to do this. That's the kind of people I like being behind. That's what I like. I like that a lot, and I'm proud of you, man. And I'm not saying that because we're on here. I am. I want to see, and I'll make it about me because that's what I do. But
everybody does. I do it as well, brother.
But here's the thing, man. When you come out of a decade like I did of my own stupidity, and you're alive again, I like looking at guys and watching guys who are building, and ladies who are building something and moving forward. Always, I can't do a lot of the whining anymore. I just can't do it. I can't do the woe is me. I can't. I just can't. And I'll listen for a while, but dude.
Scavo, listen, man. You can pat yourself on the back all you want, because you freaking deserve it, man. I wasn't in a deep, dark hole like you was for 10 years, but I put myself in a pretty serious hole after I got out of the Army. and I was in a funk, and I wasn't in a good place, and I did a lot of bad things like a lot of other people did. But there was a time in my life where I was either probably going to die, go to jail, or I needed to clean up.
Yeah.
I decided to clean up. I dug myself out of the hole. I met my wife, I think 8 years ago during that transition period of my life, and she helped me out quite a bit. One of the reasons why I actually went to towboating is because I was in so much trouble, and if I ever got caught, I was going to jail for months. So I went out on the river and I went to another country. I
Yeah.
just left.
Yeah. Put some
But
distance on.
yeah, it kept me out of trouble though, and it straightened me up.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So
It makes sense.
everybody has their own problems, but how many people are going to face their own problems and fix them for yourself? You did, obviously. I did.
We're
That
working
takes
on it.
balls. That takes balls. It takes
We're
serious
working on it.
guts. You know?
We're working on it. That's the thing. In moving forward, and I just caught a comment. I like it, and I think it fits what you were talking about a little earlier. It's from Chattanooga Chop. I'm gonna put it up here, and then I'm gonna read
Saw
it.
it for a sec.
Let me see if I can put it up. I'm trying to put it. Ain't pop. There we go. Basically, for those of you listening, it says, I think you should differentiate between carrying a knife in a city versus the country. Self-defense may take precedent over shelter in the city.
Highly disagree.
Why?
So I can't defend myself with a Alpha Bravo or the Pinion or a Shaman. I can't defend myself with that. Besides that, I ain't going anywhere without my Rudy Tooty point and shooty either. A knife can defend you regardless. It doesn't matter what style of knife or whatever. There's going to be three situations that you're going to have to pull these tools out and use them. There's three situations. One, somebody's trying to intimidate you and you don't have to use it. You intimidate them back. That's most generally what happens. Two, you're getting mugged, but as soon as I might get shot or stabbed one day because I'm going to show this type of bravado, but I'm also not going to let anybody do anything to me or my family. I'll die. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't give a crap.
No, you're fine. You can say what you want on here. I don't care.
If somebody's trying to mug you or something and take your stuff, but they're not serious about following through in the action, and you give them a little bit of intimidation back and you show them that you're not afraid of them, they're most generally going to back down. Now, there's going to be those few people that are serious and they will kill you. But at that point, what if you do give them your stuff? Are they still going to kill you? Do they still want to hurt you? You might as well fight, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, and I don't want anybody else to think that I'm pushing my opinion on y'all or whatnot. Y'all do what y'all want. Y'all do what y'all think is correct. You are not me. That's my opinion.
Well, I can tell you this. Megatron and I have talked about it years ago because there was a time where getting the door kicked in was better than a possibility. And we discussed seriously what happens. And we discussed and we've decided, and it means now we're going to fight. I'm not getting on my knees, and it's not a tough guy thing because they're going to kill you anyway. And the only thing you do, and again, I'm like you, this is me because I have been shot. Sucks. Stabbed too. That sucks too. But I'm going to take my chance. That's just my personal belief. If somebody kicks your door in, more than likely they're there to do you harm. They're not there to say hello. So I would agree with that. On the topic with Chattanooga Chop, I can see it, but The other thing is this with me, I try to carry knives that are, I want to put this right because I've never carried a knife for self-defense because, and I'll just be honest, if you ever been hit, sucker punch, blasted, anything like that, the thing that comes to mind is getting it out. And you're right. You can kill somebody with a case trapper dead as a hammer. But I try to, I guess I base my carry, if we're going to just say, what do we base our carry on, of a knife, work first, fun second, survival somewhere in there, I guess. But I'm like you, a sharp knife, and I've said this, and I'm gonna get your thoughts on this. A sharp knife, you're always in the fight, correct?
Yeah. But we're talking about the bravado part of it, like we're a bunch of Billy BAs, but there's also the flight. Do you have the chance for flight? You should always be thinking about all the possibilities of what's going on. Have your 6 covered. If it's not covered, you better be prepared to get for a serious fight. You've been shot and stabbed. I've been lucky enough that I've never been shot or stabbed. Been shot at plenty of times when I was over in Iraq.
Right.
That's not fun. And it's time to fight. It literally is. There's not a possibility for escape when you don't know where they're coming from.
Yeah. Well, and that's different. Now that let me time right here and differentiate. You were in a situation that I knew zero about. I got shot because I was
that's where my mentality for this comes from.
Right. But that's understandable too. Right? I got shot because I was a dumbass and did something I shouldn't have done. That's not, so there is that. Boston, what's up, brother? Good seeing you, man. So there is that, and Charles Jones made a great point. Charles is also a veteran. He can't run. He's not running. So there's
some people don't have that option.
That's right. And there's so many factors in it. I've seen the thing with Jocko Willink.
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
I do too. You know what he said? They said, what's your first, he said, I'm going to run. He said, you square up to me, I'm going to run. You set up to kick me, I'm going to run. I don't want to. He said, where we have a problem is if you grab me. So the mentality, people go, I'd do this and that. Well, and you know this very well because you've been in it. You don't know what you're going to do until you're in that situation. And then you base your life choices off of that. Patrick, the guy's my uncle. Who's the guy? Was it Patrick Stewart? Who said he only has one lamp to guide himself by, and that's experience. And so we're basing this off the experiences we have. Mike, good seeing you. It's a good conversation. It's a good topic. And you've got your life's experiences set you up for what, you know what I'm saying? That's what we do. So I like it. I like it a lot. I like the mentality a lot. And this is no way saying anything towards Chattanooga Chop. I want to thank Chattanooga Chop for bringing up the topic. These are topics that I enjoy.
Self-defense is something that should always be on your mind, but it also should be something that you never want to have to do. It's a last resort.
No. I'll tell you this, and I'll make this very brief. I at a time stuck when okay, I'll make it quick. I had a run-in with a guy's brother, right? And it didn't go the brother's way, and I should have stopped. I didn't. So his brother pulled up on me, and I don't think he meant to do it. My bad. I think it was one of those he was going to scare or shoot around. He shot me in the leg. And if you notice, guys, just so you know, I'm not full of shit. When I'm outside, if I'm wearing shorts, it's my left leg halfway down my calf. You can see it. I had a choice. I made a choice. I didn't say anything about it, right? Didn't say a word. Code of the street and all that bullshit, and that's what that is. It's bullshit. 2 weeks later, he did the same thing to somebody else, except that the next person I knew the guy, but had nothing to do, nothing. The next dude he pulled the pistol on was a real deal gangster, and the kid got shot. And I felt terrible. At first I thought, well, you know what I'm saying? But I thought, if I'd have said something, if I'd have done something, maybe he wouldn't have got, you follow what I'm saying? So for
I
everything we do
understand,
in life, but
you
I mean, I
can't,
know
you
you
can't,
can't live that
can't
way,
live in that
but I'm
what if
just saying,
world. But I understand what you're saying.
but it's always kind of there. It's just always kind of there. It's like, dude, because I'm not a gangster, never have been, right? I was working. I'm out locating shit, and I hear, hey, MFR, and I turn around, pow. But I could tell by his face, he had that old shit look.
That's
But like, you know,
regret and possibilities of something else happening, something used to. This was like when I was in my deep dark trouble. It was eating me alive about the what ifs. And then
right.
I started having self-pity and just kept digging myself in that hole, and I didn't climb out of it until I didn't pity myself anymore, and I freaking hated myself, and I wanted to be better, so I chose to be better.
Right.
Now, I can't do anything for someone that I'm not talking about you, but having that situation where you're saying what if all the time isn't the hole that you want to dig.
Right. No, and I don't. I'm just saying now, a couple things. Chattanooga said, I don't think you're quite understanding. So read that, brother, so we can discuss it because I want to. And I kind of get where you're going with it, but type it out again and we'll talk it. What I'm saying, Frog, is this: the code of the street is bullshit. And I'll tell you why. And I'm not talking about being a man. I'm not talking about living up to your code. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about this crap that TV promotes. That's what I'm saying. You have to honor yourself and do right by yourself. I don't. I'm just saying there's that culture out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on from that. But Chop, put down there what you meant, man, because I don't want to miss the point. And I want to get it back to knives.
Well, he may be talking about like I can't exactly carry a Bravo Alpha in the city, and I don't know exactly where he lives. In Arkansas, you have 100% open carry. I can carry a freaking samurai sword down Main Street, Little Rock, and nobody can say crap to me. But he may be living in a place like Chicago or New York or whatever, where some of these things are a little bit restricted. That may be where he's coming from.
Well, no, it's Chattanooga Chop. So I'm thinking he's from Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee. That's true. Didn't think about
Unless
that.
he's from Chattanooga, the south side of Chicago over there. But
yeah,
the thing is this: what I do want to communication is big, and there is a lot lost in text. That's why. Good evening, Todd. How are you? Slingshot. We'll talk about that. The thing is that let's pull it back to knives and get away from that a little bit with the carry. And here's one thing I will say: if I'm going to church, right, I'm still going to carry a pocket fixed blade. I'm still going to carry my pocket knife. So for me, Chop, I try to carry things, and I guess I look at it, and the more I've done this knife game and kind of learning more about knives, it's kind of what my bad was saying. I want a knife that'll build a shelter, that'll skin an animal, that'll help me in those situations. And then I swap it over to a city carry. What may I need? The things that I need in the country for me, I can carry in the city. And that's kind of, does that make sense? Like I try to carry a practical carry. When I did underground utility locating, I always carried a fixed blade because we were in the woods, we were all at. Now I try to do more, and kind of like you do, because you carry a pocket fixed blade, you carry a pocket knife, right? And you carry a key knife. Now, does that stay the same across? Obviously, if you're hunting, you're carrying your Bravo out.
Funeral, wedding, Filipino parties, because my wife's Filipino. I go to Filipino parties. This is generally my EDC carry. I'll take a gentleman's folder, like I have an Andela and a Delica that's in titanium. I have a few other gentleman's folders, type knives as well, besides that one. And those are just the first two that popped in my head. But I have a Bark River EDC Quartermaster that is freaking beautiful, and it's got beautiful leather. Yeah, I'm strapping that on my belt wearing a suit.
Right. Right.
and
I tell you what,
it's a talking piece at a party. Hey, why are you carrying that? Well,
right.
this is what I do,
Right.
and I love
Right.
it.
Chop, I'll have you on. I'll do that. I'll have Chattanooga Chop on that because I understand. And that's the other thing. We're knife guys. And I go to that a lot. And I mentioned this last night. I'll mention it again. It's in the community. People understand it. People in the comments understand what we're talking about. When you get out of the community or when you go out and you go downtown or you go wherever, you go out in the country, going in the country, if you carry a buck 110, most people go, okay, my dad carried that, my granddaddy carried that, or hey man, let me see your knife. And I live in a small town, so it's the same
Let me
thing.
ask you a question, bro. How many people that were not knife guys or gals have you converted?
Many.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Many. And the
That's
other
why.
thing is too that when you see we get the question, I see it on everybody's channel. Why do you carry that? Why do you carry? And it's like for me, I grew up with one. It's like, what do you mean? Why do I carry it? I've always
Well,
carried it.
I got the kind of the same attitude, but I would turn the question around. I was like, why don't you?
Right. Well, some people are. I'll tell you this, and one of the craziest things, like with the shorts, is I'll get folks from another country, and they're asking legit. So I've had to be careful how I answer it. Is that to hurt someone? Well, no, and it's not that. And I'm telling y'all honestly, honest to God, I don't pick up a knife going, well, it's for work or it's for woods or it's for learning. That's why it's hard for me to wrap my head around people not understanding using a knife and I get it. There are a lot of guys in an office. I understand that too. I worked in an office. I carried a little folder.
I haven't
It's
had
just
these interactions yet, but with overseas people, like with my Filipino brothers and cousins, and a couple of my sisters. Actually, my sister-in-law has got a knife from me now as well, but they want spear flashlights. You know, the flashlights that are underwater. I can get those in America. I ship them over there. They want certain knives, so I have to find certain knives and stainless steels and everything because they're right on the ocean and
right.
stuff like that. I send them a box about once a year, twice a year, packed full
Okay.
of gear.
Yeah. That's
But
awesome, man.
that's the only experience I've had with people that's out of this country talking about knives, and they want it.
Yeah.
My uncle's like, "Hey, man, what do you recommend for skinning hogs?" They call them bubble whey. That's
Right.
what a pig is in Bisaya. But I sent them buck 110s. I mean,
Yeah.
they might rust out because they're beside the ocean, but I told them to maintain them,
Yeah.
and they're pretty good about maintaining stuff.
Yeah. That's cool to me. That's cool. That's like I did the knife last night, the caviars, which the young man that designed it is an avid hog hunter in Taiwan, right? That's cool to me. There's that. So there's that aspect of it. But what I'm saying is, I've recently gotten more, and nobody means anything about it. Frog, good seeing you, buddy. Thank you for stopping in.
What's going on, Frog?
I've seen a lot of more people asking, so I try to change the answer. You know what I'm saying? And say, hey, look, this is why. Thrasher, what's up? I use it for work. I use it for my daily. And the other thing is, I just like playing with the damn thing. Like today during break, I went and got a stick and just whittled with it. Just, it's a fidget thing. I enjoy
I've
it.
been sitting here at this live flicking this bad boy back and forth.
Man, it's awesome. I love it. Well, look, we're going to go about 5-10 more minutes. We'll wrap it up. Give me some thoughts. Give me some thoughts on knives, where you'd like to see, what you'd like to get into. What do you see yourself getting into knife-wise in the future?
Like I said, I was going overseas to the Philippines. What I'd like to do is go find some indigenous knife makers and do videos with them. Find a few blades around that country that maybe y'all have never seen, like a parambit or anything like that. Within my own channel in America, I would like to do some deer kills and some butcher videos. I don't know how far I can push those limits on YouTube, considering how much trouble I could get into. But I'm going to try to do my best to show you as much as possible. I don't know when I'm going to be able to start doing the Fatwood Fridays again because of my work schedule now.
Right.
But as soon as I do, as soon as I get back into the Bushcraft, into the Fatwood Fridays and stuff, I would like to take y'all out into the woods for at least 3 days, possibly a week. But
Okay.
I probably 3 days because my time's pretty pressed.
Yeah.
But I would like to bring y'all with me, show y'all how I build stuff.
That'd be awesome. EDC for fun. How are you? See, that would be cool. I like that aspect. Byron, how are you? I like that aspect. I like the aspect of going to the woods, using the stuff, but it's a matter of time. Well, listen, man, I've enjoyed it, and we need to do it again. I know Lola. Lola's upset, but we should probably bring it to a close. Everybody get dinner. Thank you for being
Yes,
on.
sir. No
I
problem, sir.
appreciate you. Let's do
Thank
it again.
you. Yes,
Let's
sir.
do it again.
Whenever you feel like, hit me up on IG or email me. For everybody else, if y'all want to know something about me, get a sticker pack or whatever, holler at me at mybad.adventures@gmail. That's mybad with 2 D's.
Yeah, y'all. Hey, look, if you're not subscribed to My Bad, please do so. Awesome dude, awesome channel, ton of knowledge. Y'all do that. The dogs are joining in now.
I love them.
Hey, appreciate you. Good night, everybody, and we'll see y'all on the next one.
Good night.
Hang out a second. It'll take forever. This thing takes forever.
Oh yeah, I was just telling everybody else good night. I stick on for the after, brother.
After party.
Yeah.
Everybody just watched us say that. This thing, hey.